This is how you stop seeking external validation, permanently fix your self-worth, and finally level up for yourself. I'm making this video because highly ambitious, disciplined people are quietly burning themselves out living in a golden cage. They treat their lives like a performance for an audience that isn't paying attention. You already know how to work hard. You effortlessly manage heavy workloads, stay consistent with your routine, and keep your life organized. But why does checking a massive goal off your list never brings lasting peace to you? Why is your very first instinct to scan the room, waiting for a manager's approval, a professor's grade, or a family person's nod, just to feel like you're allowed to be proud? What if your overachieving isn't self discipline at all, but a sophisticated trauma called fawning? Today, we are breaking past the toxic positivity to reveal why your brain is structurally addicted to praise and how to manually reclaim your psychological supremacy. I've spent the last couple of weeks cross referencing clinical self determination theory and cognitive neuroscience to show you how to close 4 hidden leaks draining your power. By the end of this video, you will have a hard internal governance system that makes the opinions of others completely drop out of your mental equation. Let's first look at the actual science. To understand why brilliant, driven individuals completely depend on outside approval, we must look at the psychological mechanisms of self-determination theory, which was pioneered by two clinical psychologists, Dr. Edward Deci and Dr. Richard Ryan. Their decades of peer-reviewed research reveals that human beings require an internal locus of control to experience true mental stability and genuine self-worth. When you grow up in an educational or social environment where affection, safety, and recognition are linked to your performance, your brain undergoes a process called operant conditioning. Every external reward, like an A grade or a gold medal or a manager's appraisal in the public, floods your brain reward center with dopamine. The danger is that your brain stops knowing how to synthesize its own emotional stability. As Dr. Bessel van der Kolk describes in his book, The Body Keeps Score, chronic overachieving and people pleasing are actual physical survival mechanisms wired directly into your nervous system. When the outside praise stops or slows down, your amygdala, which is your brain's smoke detector, registers that silence as a threat of social rejection, instantly triggering an internal cortisol spike. You are not weak. You are running an outdated internal survival software that relies on an audience to feel safe. True healing requires manually shifting that locus of control back inside your brain. And this 4-step process shows you exactly how to do it. Step number 1, identify and close the 4 validation leaks. You must execute a ruthless power audit to pinpoint exactly where you're letting outside factors to dictate your peace of mind. Most highly analytic people don't realize that their brain leaks power through these primary 4 validation traps. The first one is intellectual validation. This is when you are over-indexing your human value based on a grade or a test score or a university application or the velocity of your academic timeline. Second one is institutional validation. When you need the email response of a prestige elite firm or a specific corporate title to feel like a high-value entity, that is institutional validation. Coming to the third one, emotional validation. You over-explaining your choices, your boundaries to others, waiting for them to say that you have a right to feel that way just because you don't trust your internal compass is emotional validation. And the final one is aesthetic validation. When you rely entirely on how the world perceives your body, your presentation, and lifestyle to feel confident when you step in a room is aesthetic validation. Now, this is an exercise I want you to follow to understand which of these 4 validation traps you fall under. Open your notebook and map out these 4 quadrants. Look back at your last 7 days and identify which of the specific space caused your mood to plummet when there was a delay in response or there was no applause. Once you find it, map out which of the quadrants it falls under. And then you apply the boundary isolation protocol. Intentionally stop sharing your micro wins or timeline updates in that specific category with the people whose approval you crave the most for the next 2 weeks. Force your brain to process your progress in absolute, complete isolation until the external dependency drops. Step 2, debunk the flawed keyhole illusion. The mental friction caused by someone else's opinion relies entirely on a cognitive distortion called the spotlight effect, which I'm sure most of us have already heard about. Spotlight effect is the illusion that others are judging your complete objective reality. But in truth, human judgments are mathematically invalid because people view your existence through a tiny, distorted keyhole. Think of it this way. Next time a peer or a manager or a family member drops a comment that triggers your self-doubt, apply the 98% data constrict framework. Mentally visualize a massive spreadsheet containing 100% of your life. Your late night focus, your your silent resilience, your daily execution, and the energy it takes to balance your health and career, like 100%, completely, every data point of your life. Now, understand that the person judging you has less than 2% of your actual data points, because all they know is a fragmented 2% section of your life which they view through their lens. Their perspective is essentially filtered through their bad day, their limitations, and their insecurities. So, all you have to do is say out loud, this judgment is mathematically invalid because it is missing 98% of the facts. File their opinion away as incomplete data and refuse to alter a single action based on it. Step 3, establish a system of inner governance. When you remove an external system of measurement, you must immediately introduce a rigid internal framework to prevent your mind from drifting back to the old habits. As highlighted in Dr. Thomas Stanley's classical book, The Millionaire Next Door, long-term high performers who survive intense, high-pressure environments possess an unshakable system of internal authority. They do not look to the market or a social circle to set their metrics of worth. They author their own laws. Now, to implement this, open a clean page in your notebook and codify your own internal law statutes. Write them down as literal, non-negotiable rules for your mind. My intelligence is validated by my daily execution and not by any test scores or grades. My progress is determined by my consistency and not by any institutional approval or response velocity. My worth as a woman is absolute, unshakable, and independent of external validation. Read these statutes aloud every single morning, even before you open your laptop or check your phone. This simple practice realigns your prefrontal cortex, training your brain to look inward for standard alignment before the outside world can throw its noise at you. Step 4, execute the deep clinical evening audit. The human brain naturally craves cognitive closure and recognition at the end of a circadian cycle. If you do not consciously acknowledge your own execution, your subconscious mind experiences an open narrative loop. It will compensate this loop by going out and begging for dopamine rewards, validation hunting, and people pleasing tomorrow morning. So you will have to implement the end of the day closing protocol. Every evening, before you turn off the lights and put your phone away, spend exactly 3 minutes with your physical journal. You do not have to write abstract expressions of gratitude. Keep a tight, clinical log of your direct executions. Note the number of pages studied, or the workout completed, or the administrative task you processed that day. Look at the data, look at your reflection in the mirror, and explicitly tell yourself that I'm incredibly proud of myself for showing up for my future self. Give yourself the structural applause and respect you would wait for others to provide. Close the notebook, break the loop, and sleep with an absolute ownership of your value. To wrap all this up, supremacy isn't a feeling. It is an operational framework. True self-validation means you stop treating your self-worth as a democracy where strangers get a vote. It is a strict, unilateral decision to stop letting a panel of outsiders judge your intellect, your timing, and your value. Take these protocols, run the power audit, calculate the 98% data constraint, and execute the end of day closure loop. Force your brain to become its own ultimate authority. But let's be incredibly real. As you begin to lock down these validation leaks and stand firm on your self-worth, you are going to slam directly into a massive secondary wall. The moment you stop looking to people for approval, your mind loses its easiest source of cheap dopamine. If your daily environment, daily routine, and your digital spaces are still optimized for cheap distraction, your brain will start looking for excuses to slip back into those old, people-pleasing, validation hunting habits just to feel safe again. If you want to master the exact neurobiological protocols to audit your focus, insulate your workspace, and completely override the digital traps that fracture your attention, click on this video right here where I break down my complete phone addiction and my focus framework so that you can protect your peace of mind while you work on the deep internal shifts. Stay disciplined, stay clinical, anchor to your metrics inward, and go rewrite your narrative. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.